Hello, my name is Scarlet Queen. Welcome, welcome. Today we're going to talk about one of my own experience with the supernatural. So, once upon a time in 2020, of course, I went upon a TikTok video and it showed that, hey, you can work with deities. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So, she showed instructions. What I recall was that she was talking to us about, like, hey, you can work with deities, but you shouldn't like contact them directly. They should come to you. So, okay, I was like, all right, cool. So I went and I followed her instructions and I was just like, all right, cool. So I got to put out my intention. So I was like, one night, I was just like, hey, I want to work with a deity. If there's any deities that have the best intention, the best of hearts in mind for myself and for my life and my future, please contact me in any way or form. I would love to work with anyone that has like the best intention for me right now. And so after a couple days, I got contacted. I do not remember how. I'm pretty sure I felt a presence, like a different presence, because I do feel a lot of energy around me. And it felt off, like, the vibes were off. So I went and I talked to my higher self, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, that's a deity. They wanna say hey, and they wanna work with you." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So I ended up talking to them, and I was like, "Oh, awesome." So that I have 2 deities. So, for everyone who doesn't know, I am from Hawaii, and I grew up learning about all the Hawaiian deities, all the Hawaiian gods, goddesses, and now all of that. And I am a local Hawaiian girl. We talked about what they want from me and how I can help them because this has to be a fair relationship between the both of us. And afterwards, I was like, all right, cool. Yes, I would love to work with you. So I have one god, Hawaiian god, and I have a Hawaiian goddess. And I work with the both of them. Still to this day, I still work with them. Beautiful, beautiful. One works in the background, the goddess works in the background. God that I work with, he is more upfront. He likes to talk to me and he's just like, hey, do this. And I was like, all right, shoots, I'll do it. It's a pretty interesting relationship and I do enjoy it. So after working with them for a little bit, I figure out their personality and for the god, so I'm gonna his name is Kanaloa. We're gonna talk a lot about Kanaloa. He is the god of the underworld. His true form is an octopus. And let's do some explanation. So he is also the god of the sea. He is the god of the ocean. His true form is an octopus, so you could think of like a kraken, but not really. And he is also the ruler of the underworld. So in Hawaiian mythology, hell is formed to them. It is a very dark, damp, cold area. It's like it's an underground, very dark, damp, depressing area. And that's how hell looks to the Hawaiian people. However, for everyday life of of the Hawaiian people, we are islanders. We have the sun always with us. We are always in a warm environment. So having it the opposite, it's very like, it's not a good area to think about, so that's why. That's what hell looks like to the natives, to the Hawaiian natives. After a little bit of us, working with each other, he kept on coming to me, and he was just like whenever I'm inside, like, a zen mindset, he will always be like, "Hey, unlock." And he would just, like, open up a safe that I have in my mind, and he's just like, "Here, a new ability." So he will always do that to me whenever I'm just like I'm in the right set, the right area. He was just like, "Hey, you're really doing a fantastic job right now. I'm going to give you a reward. Here, I unlocked a new ability that you had inside of you this whole time." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know I had this until you did that. Thank you." He started to approach me, and I was just like, "Oh, who's that?" And I was scared, but I was like, "Oh no, that's just kind of Loa." So I just closed my eyes again. I'll just let him be. He's gonna do something. So I was just like, "Okay, so what do you want to do?" And he was like, I'm gonna unlock a new ability. Just give me this moment." So as I'm taking my nap, all of a sudden I have a full body shiver, and I notice that he's no longer next to me. He is spiritually inside of my body now. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But I was just like, okay, cool, whatever, whatever. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what he unlocked, but I was like, all right, cool. So after he did that, a few days later, I ended up taking another nap, of course, and I felt another spirit next to me. And I was like, interesting, interesting. And she just stood next to me. And then all of a sudden, again, she was inside of my body spiritually. And I was like, what? But I was sleeping, so I had the full body shiver again. She was inside of my body, but this time I could see her memories. I could I can see her memories of how she passed away. And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I experienced it. So this is what happened was that when I was looking through her eyes of her last moments. And she was shooing her two boys away into a different room while her husband is yelling at her. And everything is escalating really, really quick. Like, this isn't the first time that this happened to them. Like, she experienced this. This is a form of abuse, and it's a constant abuse. And he just snapped and he just took her by her neck. He's like double her size. He just took her by her neck and she unalived. I felt that on my throat and I was just like, I got shocked awake and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So then I talked to my higher self and I was like, hey, what just happened there? And she was just like, oh, the spirit went inside your body and she showed you how she passed away. And I was like, what? No. So she was like, yes. And now you have to help her move on, go to the light. And I was naive. I am still naive. And took my time and I procrastinated. I don't it just scares me a little bit, I guess, but I didn't ended up helping her until way later in time, and then I was just like, "Okay, I have to help her," and I did, and she went to the light, and I was like, "Okay, we're good now." But there was a lot of spirits that were entering into my body and showing me their past lives, or they're entering into my body and then popped up into my dreams. And I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this anymore. This is kind of like invading my personal space. However, for this one night, a spirit went into my body, but they didn't have the intention of being like, hey, I want to move on and go to the light. It was like, hey, I want to enter into your body and possess you. And I was shocked because whenever I woke up after spirit entered into my body, they would usually leave my body. Like nothing about it. However, for this time, they did it and they didn't leave and they didn't have the intention to leave. So I have to force them out of my body. And it was lucky for me because it was on a full moon. So I went outside at night and I was underneath the full moon and I did like a banishing ritual type of thing. And luckily he left my body. So after that, I was starting to get paranoid. I was starting to get scared. I was not happy with spirits entering to my body, to the point of me having dreams, me having nightmares of spirits getting into my body. And as soon as I feel that shiver, the full body shiver, I woke up. But it was my body playing tricks on me. It was my mind playing tricks on me because there's like, "Oh, you're scared of this? Here, you're gonna dream about it. You're gonna have nightmares now." And I was like, "Oh gosh," getting paranoid, and I would stay up really late at night because I did not want to go to sleep anymore. I refused to go to sleep until it's like 5 a.m. and then I just pass out. Like I have no control over it. So it was really scary, and I was afraid until one day one of a new deity presented himself, and he was like, "Hey, um I got a message for you." It took a while for him to give me the message, but he was like, "Hey, I have a message for you. There's this one spirit, he has his eyes on you, and if he possesses you, if he enters into your body spiritually, you're gonna get possessed, and there's no way or form of ritual that can undo that possession." And I was like, "Wait, what? Wait, no. No, wait, what?" And they're like, "Yeah, so watch out. You have to do something. Like you have to do something to prevent this because this is going to happen on in November of 2019. Wait, no, 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 of 2020. This is going to happen in mid-November in 2020. And it was like October, like the beginning of October. And I was just like, "Oh, okay, I gotta do something." So I went to my spiritual team, I went to my family, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to get possessed again. We got to figure out a way of how to do this." So we ended up doing research, and I found out that the best person to go to was an archangel. I did not study angels before this. So I had to go study up and learn about angels and archangels and what they do and who I should call upon or who should I make a relationship or a contract with. So I ended up going to Archangel Gabriel. He was the person for me. We have past contracts with each other, so we're already good on that part. Archangel Gabriel and we agreed that we're gonna form this new contract on my body permanently to prevent for me getting possessed again. So I got a tattoo of a nine-sided star that represents Archangel Gabriel, and I gave it a personal touch, where Hawaiian touch, because I am native Hawaiian and I have ancestors, and my Hawaiian ancestors are a shark and a gecko, so I ended up being a shark. The nine-sided star is right above my heart, or right on my heart, and it's right above the shark's heart. It's right on the shark heart set as well. So I wanted to have that strong connection between me making a contract with my archangel Gabriel, and me trying to put in my love for my Hawaiian ancestors as well. So I ended up doing that, and after I got my tattoo, I was clear. I was in the clear. I did not have to worry about getting possessed. That was a lot of help. And because of the tattoo, I no longer had or rarely have full body shivers in my dreams anymore. And I was a lot better mentally afterwards. And I do appreciate mm, my deity, my god, Kanaloa. He did not mean to make me scared or to have this negative relationship with spirits. He just unlocked an ability, and it could have went a different direction, but it sadly went into this direction where I couldn't help spirits anymore. I have a strong ability, a strong connection the towards spirits. Like I've always had that relationship towards spirits, but now I have a connection towards the god of the underworld and now the archangel Gabriel, and I have just a strong bond to the afterlife, and I need to, or I am helping spirits, and it is just a wild ride, but we're not even close to done because every day I keep on learning new and more interesting things, and it's amazing. It really is amazing. So yes, so that's my story of how I got a deity, and then how I got possessed for the first time, and then my first ever tattoo, which has a lot of meaning towards me, and I love it. So yes, so yes. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for this lovely like story talk. I really do appreciate telling you guys all my experience. It's a lot of fun. So yes, so I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.